Are we live? I think we are. Turn that down a bit. Oh, we want it on a bit, don't we? Put that down there. Someone has joined by the looks of it. That needs turning down, or is that all right? That needs turning down a bit, I think. That's probably a bit better. Anyone here yet? Oh, we got 5 on by the looks of it. I can't see who it is, though. That's the only thing, I don't think. Is anyone on yet? Give us a comment if you are. Crikey, we're early. I didn't know if I'd be able to get set up right. 4. Someone's gone. Someone's dropped off. Stockport County Pure. Hello. That's a good name. Stockport County. Any friendlies coming up? I think I've got 2 weekends left where I ain't got a game. And then it'll be all systems go again. I'm enjoying the time off, actually. Mind you, it's flipping up. Clive Parker. Hi, Clive. West Berkshire. Hope you're doing well, Clive. Thanks for joining. I don't know. I think I got 13 joined last time. So, but I don't know. I still haven't fathomed out this live business yet. I know you can send out some sort of warning or quarter of an hour warning or something, but I don't think I've done it again. But anyway, never mind. Not to worry. Now, Clive's got a king. What's that then? What's that mean? Let's go back. Top fans. Evening, Rob. Thanks for joining us, mate. Ah, good. There's 1 or 2 coming on anyway. Brilliant. You just never know, do you? But I'm feeling a bit of a failure, really, for not. Well, they say with YouTube, you've got to keep the algorithm going, keep one out every week, and I've just failed miserably. But to be honest, I've been burnt out a bit from YouTube. But hey, I've got beer. Cheers. It's Friday. Zach Football. How's that? Just purchased an R6 II. Ooh, lucky boy. But I'm disappointed with the sharpness out of my images. Any tips? I use a 70-200, yeah. 70-1 L series 2, yeah, EF to take my images. You're on an R6 II, and you're disappointed with. Are you on AI Servo? AI Servo first off, so that you're always tracking. Check what tracking you've got set. I've got the clarity setting up 1 stop, so I'm just getting a bit better clarity. I've got the sharpness set to max. And that's about it really on my bodies, but yeah. Have you double checked your 70-200 is okay? All the contacts are clean. Is it just soft, Zach, or what's the if you do a burst of 10 frames, or are 4 or 5 of them soft and the rest are sharp, or what's the problem? It may be the adapter, potentially. Could be, yeah. Could be that. I've never had any problems with my adapter, but God, I've got to get a new 70-200. But I'm going to go into this season with my old EF again. Poor old thing. That'll be 11 years old now. God, it's been dropped and bashed by balls and all sorts. But testament to the Canon lens. It's still going strong and still nice and sharp. But yeah, it could be that. Could be that, Zach. Could be the adapter, but I'd love an R6. Do you know what I've been saying for the last? You'll be getting fed up with me, you lot. I've been saying for the last 6 months, I'm going to do a kit video. And I've got chance of an R6, a mint condition R6, and it's just a case of getting the money together to pay for it, because I just want an R6. I want a third mirrorless, just so that I've got one by my feet then. But anyway, so that's why I haven't done the kit list, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to try and knock it out perhaps this weekend and get one done. But Smart Pictures, hi there, thanks for joining. Oh, Zach Football, what we got? It's soft for the most part, but I may need to do some micro adjustments. It's not terrible, just feel it should be a tad sharper. Well, whack your sharpening up to max. I think is it 10? I've got my R5 here, look. Got my R5 here. Let's have a look, see what I've got it set to. Well, Ron, if the batteries are all right. Are the batteries any good? No, they've gone flat. Blooming typical. I wonder if my R3, got my R3 here. Who else we've got? Simon Carlton. Now then, Simon. God, long time no speak. Hot and sunny Dorset. It's hot and sunny Lincolnshire and all. 34 I had in the truck today. Is this any good? Oh yeah, I've got the R3 here. So let's have a look. I'll show you my settings. Actually, interesting. The clarity on that is in the zeros. Look, so I'll tell you what, I'm going to knock that up now. So I just put the clarity up one. You see that? That's how it is on my R5 anyway. Just for a bit of clarity. Let's have a look at anyone else joined? No one else yet. Good to hear from you, Simon. Hope you're keeping well, mate. Where's the sharpness? 10. I know I have got it whacked up to 10 anyway, wherever the sharpness is. Can't quite find it now. Where are we looking? You guys will be able to find it quicker than me. And I suppose the other thing, are you shooting on electronic or mechanical, Zach? Might make a difference. Andrew Laws, now then, Andrew. Good luck with the live stream. Would love to keep watching, but just got to pop out. Best wishes. And okay, then, Andrew. Cheers. Thanks for dropping in quickly. Catch up next time, mate. But Acro 97, good evening. Have you got a recommendation under 500 for a prime lens to shoot football? Under 500? You might. Prime lens, or well, I was just thinking 70 to 200. You might get an old Mark 1 or Mark 2 70 to 200 for around that price. But prime lens, I don't think you'd even find a 300 2.8 for under 500. You might do, but it'd be an old Mark 1, a battered one. But question about FileZilla, Clive, from Clive. Which one do I need for sending images, client or server? I've just got the standard. I didn't know there was more than one. I've just got the FileZilla. And then all I do, I don't really send through FileZilla. I send through Photo Mechanic. Some old videos on that somewhere. Perhaps ought to freshen up that video. But yeah, but I do keep FileZilla open just to get the hot file name off of it when I'm shooting. Because I go onto the Shutterstock FileZilla page. Onto that server, get the hot file, and then I copy and paste that hot file into Photo Mechanic, and then I just send through Photo Mechanic, and it goes straight to the hot file. But yeah, I didn't know there was more than one FileZilla. I think I'm on the free one anyway. That's what I'm on. But hey, your own evening, mate. Hope you're all right. Rob said he might be watching. Good to see it. Good to see you joining your own. I already have a 70 to 200, says Acroyd 97. Any suggestions for Acroyd 97 for a prime lens under 500 quid? Crikey. Here's Zach again. Seems as if all the adjustments I did based off your videos seem to have disappeared. Ooh. Yeah, have a good look at that before you start the season or whatever you're shooting, Zach. But I was looking for this sharpening, wasn't I? I don't know where it is now. Subject. I'll have to find that. I'll tell you what. I'll do a video on it. I'll have to. I don't think I have ever done a video on R5 settings for sport. I've done an R3 one, but not an R5 one. So hey, there's loads joining. Brilliant. This is better than last time. I think we had about 5 or 8 last time. But Acroyd, I've already got the 70 to 200. Yeah. Any suggestions for Acroyd 97 on a prime lens? Zach's got to reconfigure his body by the sounds of it. Yeah, redo them. Yeah, before the season starts or before I start doing friendlies, I'll mind you, I do use mine for aviation a bit and that, so they're sort of always set up. But the one thing I always forget, and I have brought it up before, is the timings. When the clocks go forward or go back, I always blinking forget. I always forget to do that, and then the desk remind me, you haven't done your clocks, and it does make a difference for searches, obviously. But anyway, Simon Carlton, Canon 302 used are about £1,000. Yeah. Yeah, they're still old. They still hold their money. The 300 2.8s do, definitely. I wouldn't mind going for an f4 glass. Yeah, f4. Yeah, they. I mean, you five. What's that? I think the 500 F. Is it 500 F4? I think they're still good money. But yeah. Steve Miller, evening, Steve. Thanks for joining. Sunny Cumbria. Ooh, wouldn't mind being up there now. Wouldn't mind being up there. It's nice up there. I'm feeling a bit outnumbered, says Steve. I'm not a Canon shooter. See ya. See ya. See ya, Steve. Now you're all welcome here. Flipping it. Everyone's welcome. Look at this. Look, I got me battered old 1DX. I've got them both on here. I am a Canon man. Still got that. That'll be going behind the goal again. So I've got me 1DX. I'm going to get all these laid out on the table. Got my R3. I love this little one. You know, I used to use this for vlogging a lot. M50. I use that for vlogging quite a bit. Brilliant they are. So handy. Put in your pocket. 20 megapixel. I think the 20 megapixel sensor. But yeah, that's good. I've actually had that as a widey at my feet before now at a match, and it's got me out of the shit, so to speak, when I've needed a widey. And then there's the R5. So yeah, we've got 4 Canons here. My other 1DX is somewhere. But yeah, I'm definitely going to do a kit video. It's been well long overdue. Did one years ago. But have we got anyone else joined? Oh yeah, Steer and Co. Have you ever shot a hockey game? No. Yeah, way back when I was RAF photographer at RAF Cranwell. Used to love Wednesday afternoons because in the RAF, well, I don't know if they still do, but it always used to be sports afternoon on a Wednesday. And in actual fact, when I first approached, who was it? Action Plus. When I approached Action Plus, I used 1 or 2 hockey images from my portfolio to show them. Yeah, so they came in handy. But yeah, it's really quick game, isn't it? Really quick game. But it's nice because you can do most of it on 70-200. I don't know if that's what you shoot, but yeah, I used to enjoy that. Not done any lately though. Last time I was doing hockey, I was actually playing uni-hock at Cranwell, and I snapped my cruciate ligament. So yeah. But Mr. T, good evening. Good evening, Mr. T. Good to see you along. Hey, look, this is great. There's loads of you joining. Whether or not you're all staying or not, I don't know. Hey, we've got 20 on, so that's all right. Cheers, everybody. Anyway, I'm having a cheeky beer. I'll just get a sip. I'm trying to get fit again. I've been started running again this week. Went out Monday night. Nice little miler. Just out the house and back again when I get back from work. And last night on night 4, I just pushed it a bit and I got 57 seconds quicker than Monday night. So well chuffed with that. But I said I'm cutting out all carbs, got to get fit. And we're planning on going skiing and snowboarding. And a couple of families of us are going to go in the new year. And I'm way overweight at the minute if I'm going to get on my snowboard. So yeah, I'm cheating tonight. I've got the carbs. Sarah said, "Oh, you can't have that. It's carbs. You're failing." But yeah, 1 cheeky beer on a Friday will be all right. But who else we've got? Richard, good evening from Devon. Oh, lovely Devon. And Mark. Hi, Mark. Nice to see you joining. Hey, this is brilliant. Thanks ever so much for joining, guys. 21 of us. That's brilliant. So I just need to know. I need to work out how to put that reminder out on, a proper YouTube reminder, because I just put one out on Insta and Facebook and on my YouTube little video last night. But hey, it's good. It's working better than last time anyway, with 24 hours notice. But what else we got? Have we got anything else going on? Anyone answered? Ackroyd. I already have a 70-200. Yeah, I don't know. You might have to do a bit more saving for a prime, perhaps. But let's have a look. Simon Carton, Ackroyd. Yeah. Problem with F4, as soon as the clocks change, you'll struggle. Good point, Simon. Good point, that. Plus, you don't get quite as nice a drop off with an F4. Crikey, I'm getting hot here. Woo! 32 today. Hey, I've got a question anyway. I don't know if any of you have seen I think I put it on Facebook. I've joined the kids. I'm getting down with the kids. I've joined TikTok, and I'm doing not a daily video from work, but obviously I don't know if most of you know, I've gone back full time now. And it fits in nicely with the football at the weekends and in the evening. So I've gone back full time for now. Gone back into sales, agricultural sales. So I joined TikTok, and I've been doing, I don't know, 2 or 3 videos a week on just what I do at work. And I'm wondering whether to. The only thing is, the difficult thing is with TikTok, everything is portrait. It's all portrait. Whereas obviously YouTube, it's all landscape. So I don't know whether to can TikTok and do videos for YouTube, whether to add them onto this channel, whether to make a new channel. I don't know. What do you reckon, guys? Is it something that I know there's a lot of people watch agriculture. Obviously, it's niche, quite niche, but I don't know. It's you know what I'm like. I like to get in front of the camera, whatever I'm doing. But yeah, yeah. So what's Mark saying? Oh no, too. Can you bring back the pitch side vlogs, or would that? Do you know what? I miss them terribly. I actually miss getting back after a game on a Sunday, getting my second edit done, downloaded all my footage. Well, it's just one video. I used to just put the camera. Simon will remember me making videos at Bournemouth. I used to love it. You get the atmosphere behind you. But that's when I was shooting for the Press Association. Then obviously COVID came, lost all the work, moved back up to Lincolnshire. So lucky to get with Shutterstock, get some shifts with Shutterstock. And they said, we love your videos, but you're going to have, you know, a much bigger brief than what you had with PA. We'd rather you didn't make the videos while you're on shift with us, which totally agree with. You know, I never did miss any action, but there might just be one time where I look down at my camera that's on permanent record and just say, hey, up, so and so's just got a yellow card. Here's the picture. And then obviously when I get home, I'd clip that picture in. Well, I might just, there's always a chance I might just miss something. So, and it's quite a big brief that I've got with Shutterstock. So yeah, it's. I was talking to Dave Mears. I don't know if Dave's on yet. I was talking to Dave the other day, and I was saying, I don't know. I just feel like, because obviously I sit in front of the fireplace. I go through my set. I usually video it, record it on a Thursday night, and I just feel like it's just getting a bit boring. Here's Mark again talking about his set. I know it's interesting because every game's different, and I do get different shots, and I can talk about an image in more depth than I could when I used to video from pitch side. But I don't know. I might start making the video whilst I'm on the way to the game, talking about what I've read and found out and researched about the game that week, talk about what I'm going to hopefully look for and hopefully shoot, and then talk about the game on the way home in the car. So it's just a bit more live than doing it here. And I might be able to remember a bit more as well. So that's the plan. I might do a bit more of that from the car and then obviously clip it all together and put a set of images at the end, perhaps, and still talk about them, perhaps, if there's something major. But I don't know. That's the plan, but we shall see. But yeah, sorry, Ackroyd. I keep calling you Ackroyd, but yeah. Yeah, so I've got to, you know, it's, I am missing the extra pennies at the minute with not having any shifts, but I've been offered one or two. I tell you what, we had a big show a big agricultural show at work. It took us, you know, a week to set up for the Lincolnshire show. Probably some of you probably heard of it, and runs on the Wednesday and the Thursday. Of course, we were setting up from the Friday before that, and the desk got in touch and said, you couldn't go to, do you fancy doing a shift at Leeds on Thursday? It's only 2 or 3 hours for the EFL. And obviously I had to turn it down because I got work commitments. And it was only, I don't know if any of you saw it, but Red Bull, who sponsor Leeds, were there with an F1 car, with a Formula One car going up and down the pitch. I would have absolutely loved that. So I was gutted to see that. And yeah, so I had to turn that shift down, and I've turned 1 or 2 down. But hopefully we should be getting some friendlies coming up soon. But yeah, so here we go. Stockport County Pure. A very interesting question to do with agencies. Would it be better to get an apprenticeship at a professional club for A levels, or go to college and get on with an agency? I quite often say to people, if you can get involved with a club, even if you start at the bottom and do it voluntary, give them the odd image, just like I did. I started at Eastleigh for myself, obviously, but I started at Eastleigh. When I started at Eastleigh, I was paying for a ticket every Saturday, and then I said, "Hey, up, how about if I provide you with images for your program? Can I get in free?" And that's how I started, and I built up a good portfolio at Eastleigh. And only non-league, obviously, Vanarama. But I got a good enough portfolio of images, some strong images, and that's how I started. But advice-wise, let if anyone else has got any advice on this, just let Ackroyd know, Stockport know. But If you can, I mean, if you can get involved with Stockport, I don't know if you're already with them or not, but if you can get involved with them, even if it's voluntary or shadowing their actual photographer, that's a good starting point, definitely. Then they might offer you a little bit of a wager on the side or something, and you can travel home and away, perhaps start joining them on the bus and that. And yeah, that might be the way to go. Agencies are I mean, there's loads of agencies out there, but you really do have to have a strong portfolio. And Simon Carlton will tell you, he'll vouch for me. It's blooming difficult when you're on commission. I was on commission for three or four seasons with Action Plus, and a 0-0 game doesn't often have a story. So I went through a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, a lot of 0-0 games, an awful lot of games in the week as well. I was mad keen. I was doing Saturdays, I was doing Sundays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, whatever. Getting some top games like championship games when I obviously when I was down on the south coast. So it was only an hour and a half into London. So I was getting Champions League games and all sorts, but it was all for free. And I did that for nearly 4 seasons before and then I was confident enough to then start approaching a few agencies. And that's what I did. But yeah, a lot of blood, sweat, and tears if you go into an agency, because a lot of agencies are commission based, so you only earn what you sell. And as you well know, an online image with BBC is about 50p, if that nowadays. So yeah, it has gone down a bit, but yeah. So if you can get in with if anyone else wants to comment, but yeah, if you can get in with the club, I'd probably recommend doing that. But Clive Parker, did anything come of the sports photography workshop? No, no one jumped at it really. I think I mentioned that. Did I mention that when I went to my dad's old football team? I think it was a international break weekend, wasn't it? And I said if anyone fancies joining me for something like that, it was Hycombe Moorlands. That's who it was. Lincoln Moorlands, who Dad used to play for, and Andy, who used to be manager at Lincoln Moorlands, he's given up the job now. But he said, "Look, you're welcome to come and shoot here as much as you like." And I said, you know, if on an international break and I've got 3 or 4 photographers, you know, that I'm sort of doing a bit of tuition with, would you mind? He said, "No, more the merrier." I said, "Obviously, we'd give you the images, and then we could have gone back in the clubhouse after and downloaded our images and." You know, I could have gone through them with everyone and we could have just compared all our images, see what we all got. And I did think that was quite a good idea, but no one really jumped at it really. And it is difficult because I'd have to, you know, I'd have one chance on an international break weekend that I don't usually get a shift on them weekends. So it would be possible to run something. I suppose I could go for the Sunday League. But again, people are all over the shop and I always feel bad if I have to make people travel to me. But I still think about it. Still think about it a lot because I do the odd online tuition where I'll sit for an hour or two or whatever, and we go over people's sets, but not very often. But yeah, but here's Simon. I work for an agency where I met Mark. Yeah, I just went out shooting grassroots on Saturday afternoons and Sunday mornings. Improved my kit. Was then asked if I would work for an agency. That's it. Yeah. It's just you've got to put a lot of hours in to get that strong portfolio to then move forward on the next step. It takes a flipping long time and you can soon slip out of it. I was 6, 7, 8 shifts a month with PA in a lovely slot in between Bournemouth and Southampton. And then I was doing Brighton and I was going down to Yeovil and Bristol City and all sorts with PA. And then COVID hit. And just like that, the work disappeared. And I know perhaps it would have probably come back had I stayed on the south coast, but life changed, and I missed family, so I moved back up to Lincolnshire and I had to start again really. And I'm so fortunate that I'm with Shutterstock. But what we got? Stockport Camp Pure. Yeah, username is confusing, but it's an old account. Oh, old account. Yeah, I'm at MPL currently. Right. Yeah. However, I have an opportunity with a Vanarama team, which could turn full time once I leave school, and I think it would do it. If you've got any open door into it, do it. So yeah, if you've got a chance with the Vanarama team, get in there without question. If you can, commit to that. Build up your portfolio. They might keep you on. You might want more. But now, by the time you're wanting more, you'll have a strong portfolio. So yeah, blooming heck, definitely. Definitely go for that. How do I progress past step 7 in MPL Vanarama photography? It really is. The ball is in your court, so to speak. Pardon the pun. Depends how quick you want to move. The more work and effort you put in, the more you'll get rewarded. But like I say, I did a whole season at Eastleigh, mainly just home games. And then I got a nice little break with Action Plus. And God, I tell you what, it was a funny story. I probably told it before. So at Eastleigh, they allowed me on the pitch. They allowed me everywhere. I could go everywhere. And I was so used to it. And then talk about being thrown at the deep end. I joined Action Plus, did a bit of cricket and that in the summer. And then my first football game with Action Plus was Southampton. Can't think who they were playing. I only walked on the pitch before, well, it was about, I don't know, hour and a half, 2 hours before the game, before kickoff. I was in the 5-yard box taking pictures of the digital board with the fixture on it, and I got an almighty, mighty rollicking. Get off the pitch! What are you doing? And from that day on, I've never touched grass. Even if it's 2 or 3 hours before the game, and even if I want to try and get a picture of the corner flag, I'll use my 70-200. Or if the groundsmen are about, I will say, I've just got to put my remote in behind the goal. Do you mind if I just step on the grass? Some of them look at you gone out. Of course you can, mate. Why not? And then I just tell that story. Well, I once went on the grass at Southampton and got an almighty rollicking. So yeah, I never do that now. But flipping it, how did we get onto that? Can't think how we got onto that now. But oh yeah, going from Eastleigh to the Premier League. But yeah, how long have you been doing the Vanarama photography than Ackroyd? Have you been doing it long? Do you feel like you should be progressing more? But hey, it's Chris. Cheer. Hi, Chris. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for joining us, mate. There's 1 or 2 dropped off. We've got 17, but that's still, we've got 19 now. That's still more than last time. So that's fantastic. I'm chuffed to bits that you're all joining. Like I said, I feel guilty that I haven't been putting videos out, and I thought, why not? I'll just go live for a bit, see how we get on. But yeah, have you all got a beer? I've got a beer. I'm being naughty, but I am going to go for a run in a minute once it cools down. But crack, it's 7:25 already. But yeah, I'm only at step 7 at the moment. Sorry for not clarifying. Yeah, I would just shoot there, do a season there, and then if you feel it, you'll know when you're ready to move up the ladder a bit and approach higher up teams. You know, when you feel like you can't get any more. Oh, season 2, yeah. So you're doing all right. You're doing all right. I was lucky. I went from Eastleigh after 1 season and got a slot at Action Plus, and it was just purely by chance that they had no one on the South Coast. So that's how I got in. But it could have been so much different. It really could have been. But evening, David. Evening. Thanks for joining. But yeah, too warm for ale on the cider. I'm feel out of it again. Anyone else shoot rugby league? Rugby. Do you know what? I cannot follow rugby. I did more for PA than Shutterstock. I've done England Wales at Twickenham. I've done Saracens. Who were they playing? Saracens. Who plays at the Stoop? Is it Saracens at the Stoop? Went there. No, Saracens is the other place. I did Leicester Tigers. Can't think who they were playing. There's a video on the Leicester Tigers one, actually. Is it Leicester Tigers? Yeah, that one bad. But I can't follow the game. I don't understand the rules. I did play it at school, but hated it. And so because I can't read the game, I just feel like I can't flow the photography. So yeah, I'll always do football. But yeah, are we all at Riyadh? Are we all Riyadh ready? Well, we are. Tell you what, Chris, we've left it late because we weren't sure if we could get dogs in the kennels. So we've managed to get them in the kennels this week, and we're only going for Saturday night. So we're traveling down on the Saturday morning. We're doing Totter down, which should make a good video, hopefully, for all the aviation fans. Totter down on the Saturday, and then camping Saturday night briefly. Just want a bed, really. We'll go and have a meal in Fairford somewhere, hopefully get somewhere, and then we're hot-footing it into Riyadh first thing Sunday morning, and then heading home. So we've got 3 different tents: a 2-man tent for Rach and Zara. I'm in my little wild camping tent, and Harry's going to be in the tent that we use for the Mac Loop, little pop-up tent. So that should be good fun. Just hope the weather's all right and it's nice and warm, so we should be all right. But yeah, we're about ready. We are. But it's a shame that you're going in a different day, Chris, which is a bugger. But what have I got now about proper? No, I'm on about a proper game, not kick, not kick and clap. Yeah. Rugby league is fast, isn't it? It's fast. I like the way that there's no scrums. They just put the ball under the foot and they're off again. But of course, I've got Hull just down the road. Is that rugby league? I could be wrong now. You're going to tell me if I'm wrong, Steve. Hull Kingston Rovers, Hull KR. Are they rugby league? I'm not sure. Can't remember. But what's Stockport saying? Honestly, Ackroyd, piece of advice. I started at step 6 and then moved up to MPL. Yeah, best thing is contacts. Yeah, I moved from a club with 50 a game to arguably the biggest club in non-league on contacts. Yeah, that's it. It's not, sometimes it's not what you know, it's who you know. But yeah, definitely good advice there, Stockport County. Simon Carlton, Steve Miller. I'm Bournemouth RFC official photographer. Yes, you are, Simon. Of course you are. Yeah. I haven't done any Prem football since COVID. No, I think I was. Yeah, I didn't do any Bournemouth either. I've been to Bournemouth once. I went down there. I was working down there for the week, and then I got a shift down there when I was with PA. Was it? I think I was still with PA at the time. I went back, but what else we got? Steve Miller, Hull KR are top of Super League. That's it. Yeah. I never obviously get sent. Mind you, is it the league? Is the league on now, Steve, or is it? Is it finished and then starts again sort of halfway through does it start Christmas time? Can't think when it starts now. Or is it the same? Does it run the same sort of time as football season? Can't remember quite. But I can't bloody remember now. But yeah, how many we got? Hey, we got 22 on. 22 jobs are good and 6 likes. Thank you, guys. Hey, I really appreciate you joining anyway. Harlequins at the Stoop. That's it, Harlequins. Yeah, because I actually had a double shift that day. I did. Who did I do it? I think would it have been England Wales? Would it have been England Wales 2 o'clock kickoff, and then would it have been Harlequins at the Stoop? Does that sound right? Not sure. Yeah, it's now the final in October. That's it. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. But anyway, I'll have a sip of this. But anyway, does anyone any thoughts on me putting me agricultural, some totally different niche on this channel? Or shall I start a new channel? Or shall I just carry on messing about on TikTok? What are your thoughts, guys? But yeah, it's I know there is call out there for. It's like when I used to do my woodland videos. I'd have a terrible day in the New Forest where I wouldn't find an image. I wouldn't find, or like if I have a 0-0 game, bad game. But people, just like watching us over our shoulders, don't they? So that's why it's quite appealing to get it out there. But obviously, I'm doing it on TikTok for the selling and the advertising point of view, really, just to try and get out there. And it is working. It's took some getting used to on the old ticky-tocky, but I feel like one of the kids. But I've had a few leads in that, so it's all good for the day job. But what we got? Can't beat a nice tractor, Chris Wynn. Yeah, tell you what, it's blooming hard to sell them at the minute, Chris. Flipping heck. I mean, times are hard at the minute. They really are difficult, but got to keep pushing on. But Steve Miller, Massey Ferguson, no, Case IH, Steve, Case IH. We're a Case dealer. Cavernland, Manitou telehandlers. Yeah, Manitou. Bednar, tillage gear. Yeah, Cavernland, Vicon balers. Yeah, so we've got a bit of gear out there to sell, but I'm really enjoying it. I'll chat for England. Sell snow to the Eskimos or snow ice to the Eskimos, as Rach says. But yeah, as some of you know, I used to be a freelance shop fitter. So I'd have like 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off, and then through COVID, lost quite a bit of work, obviously, with that, and then got some work when I come back up here. But I decided to go back full time, and it fits in perfect with the photography. I did try to do other bits of photography, jewelry photography and stuff like that, but it was just too much like hard work. People wanted everything for nothing, and I thought I've got to get full-time jobs. So that's what I did, and I'm loving it, and it works really well with because I have to work every third Saturday. I have to work a shift in the morning in the office from 8 till 12. Shutterstock are absolutely fantastic. They've accommodated that, and they find me a local game on that Saturday when I've got to go into work. So, like, you know, most of the time, if I'm at work on that said Saturday, I'll have a Lincoln or I'll have a Sheffield, you know, and it's not vital that I get there until sort of 1:30. So yeah, really lucky that Shutterstock have fallen in place with that. It's brilliant. But what else have we got? What else we got? Can't be a nice track. Mass Ferguson sold anything to Clarkson? No, no. I don't know if you've watched it. For those of you that watched Clarkson's farm, when he had all them tractors lined up in the last series, I did know the guy that was on the New Holland tractor. He's one of the tutors at Case, well, CNH, their Case New Holland. So yeah, I did know that. That's as close as I've got to Clarkson. And interestingly enough, he said that Harriet was a bit of a one while he was there filming that. But they filmed that last February. Filmed that a long time ago. But yeah, he reckoned he had a good day anyway. And Clarkson was absolutely brilliant. He said he couldn't have wished to meet a nicer person, which was good to hear, because you never know. There's a lot of media hype over Clarkson, isn't there? But what's time? Years ago, I used to support Ipswich, but got fed up and stopped supporting them. I'm now an Extractor fan. Extractor fan. Oh, Simon, blooming heck. Extractor fan, flipping heck. Oh dear. You still got the 1DXs, Simon? Are you still shooting on them, or have you gone mirrorless yet, or are you not bothered about that? I must say, it's the best thing I ever did, going mirrorless. But Simon, get your coat. Yeah, get your coat, Simon. Brilliant, Chris. Oh, flipping heck, hilarious. But what we got? We got 11 likes, 19 on board still. Brilliant. Hey, absolutely brilliant. I haven't even asked if you can hear me very well, but I'm totally shooting. I've got to do an update on this M4 laptop. It is absolutely fantastic. When I was in Turkey 2 weeks ago now, I had 640 odd gig of 4K video. I whacked it all onto the laptop, all into Premiere Pro, and it never missed a beat. And my old MacBook Pro, God, I got that in 2015 when I started agency stuff, and it's done me 10 years, but it was getting so slow. And as soon as winter comes, I had to plug it in. It was going flat halfway through the first half, and nightmare. So I bit the bullet and got this. But to be fair, this was 1199. Absolutely fantastic laptop. It'll do me for another 5 or 10 years anyway, definitely. But MVP Kryptonite. Sound is more than fine. I'm using my iPhone. Brilliant. Job's good. And thanks for that. Spot on. What are Minimax stools like from experience? You won't go wrong with a Minimax stool. Don't buy a cheap copy. Have I got my stool here? Here we are, look. This is 10 years old. I got that in 2015. It's seen better days, look. But the original and best. There's a lot of copies out there now. And I don't know about you guys. Perhaps some of you will vouch for me. I have seen quite a few of the copies collapsed on the side of the pitch. And it's not funny. It's not funny when, well, it kind of is. But when you see a photographer just go, and the springs fly everywhere and the plastic snaps. Yeah, you pay a bit more for these. I think these are still on eBay. Who was it that sells them? I can't remember his name now. I'll find it on eBay in a minute. I did actually approach him and asked him if he wanted me to put these in a video and perhaps get one for a giveaway, but we won't have it. He won't have it. So is it Sarup, something like that? But yeah, they're still on eBay. This is an 18-inch. You can't go wrong. I stood on this 2 weeks ago. I took this to Turkey. You can see there's still some Turkish dust on it. Look, took that to Turkey. It slotted in the front of my bag, my hand luggage, and I stood on that to get above everybody else in the crowd. And I am 19 stone, and I stood on that. And I've stood on it a few times for air shows. So yeah, Minimax stool. Might be worth. You can get it with the pad as well. Get it with the pad. I never did, but I get a bit of a numb arse sometimes in the winter. But you cannot go wrong with them, and I'm sure people will vouch for me. But yeah, what's David saying? I've been doing photography as a hobby for the last 12 months. Just move my cursor because it's in the way of David's message. I've started to get paid gigs. Brilliant, David. My question is, what is an acceptable rate? to charge. Non-league paper, I think they pay £50 a shift or £50 a game. It depends how much you value your work, really, David. But I'd say anything from 50. If you can get 100, get 100. But it depends a lot. It depends. So what you're doing? Concentrating on. I've been doing concentrating on running track and road races. Yeah. Are you giving them away, or are you supplying them to like the athletic clubs? If so, you want to be charging a bit more, or have you got your own website and then you're just putting them on there? As I think Simon still does that. Let me know if I'm wrong, Simon. Do you put yours on your website? Blimey, what's it called? Can't remember what it's called now. Smugmug. I think you had a Smugmug website last time I remember, Simon, and you used to sell them on there for like £5 a download. If you're doing that, do that as well as charging a fee. But yeah, get what you can. I would. Yeah, Chris Wynn, love my mirrorless. Can't beat it. Sound can't beat it. Yeah. So yeah, sound is great. Oh, cheers, Chris. That's all right then. Yeah, I must say, I still favour my R5 over my R3, only because this R3 is fantastic. Don't get me wrong. It's super fast. It's it's great in every way, but it's just that sensor. I wouldn't like to use this on the 400 and have to try and pull in. Although I could pull in, but that 45 meg sensor on that R5, absolutely love it to bits. But the EVF, once your eye gets used to it, it's fantastic, as a lot of you will know. But what we got? Acroyd 97. I have a copy and it collapsed during a game, but it isn't broken. Ooh, bloody hell! Lucky then, Acroyd. Lucky. But yeah, just got to watch them. Some copies are better than others, but you get what you pay for, I guess. And I won't go wrong with it. You can't go wrong with a Minimax, but yeah, MVP stool. Mark, tell the Pompey landmines. Yeah, flipping heck, Simon. They'd not been out long, these Minimaxes. And as you know, when we mark our spot at a game, we put the stool down. That's my spot. Off you go. Go and do your GVs, get the fans arriving, blah, blah, blah. It was about 22, kick off, about 2:30. Went back, my stool had gone. And there was a copper stood there. He said, "Oh, that yellow thing, we've confiscated it." What do you mean you've confiscated it? It had my name on it, Mark Kerton. Yeah, but we didn't know what it was. It's currently being scanned in our bomb scanning. They'd only blooming radioed through for a code black. And anyway, they thought it was a flipping mine or a landmine or something. Unbelievable. I said, you are kidding me. It's a stool. Have you not seen one before? And that's when they were first out. That must have been about 2016, 2017 when I was at Pompey, still with Action Plus. And I had to stand up for the whole half. Luckily, you're in pits. You're in pits at Pompey, or you were. You're not now. They've got rid of them. So what I used to do was put my roller case down, put my Minimax on top of that, and then put my laptop on top of that. So we were stood up still, but so it wasn't the end of the world, but flipping it, I managed to get it back at half time. I said to the copper, "You're having a laugh, you are. It's a flipping stool, look." And of course, they didn't want to touch it. They just took it into the flipping scanning machine that they had there, and it was code black. Unbelievable. Yeah, well remembered, Simon. I sometimes do tell that story. What a bunch of wallies them coppers were. But anyway, Steve Miller. I've been using a copy for about 5 years. No problems. I'm only 14 stone though. Yeah, you'll get away with it. Flipping heck. Add another 5. That's why I've got to get this off. I shouldn't be having a beer really, but anyway. God, it's taken a while to get down. This is I'm talking too much, but let's have a sip. That's good that your copy's lasting all right, Steve. It is. But a question related to that: how do you get work with non-league paper? Just approach them, really. Again, it's just a case of asking if they want any games covering. Tell them where you are. They'll tell you. You'll have to. I don't think you'd get. You might not even get paid for a start. You might get 20 quid, but it's a start. But yeah, just email them. Send them. I'm going to do a video on portfolios. A good friend of mine who runs an agency has said, "Hey, one thing you need to do is do a video on portfolios." So I'm going to get my best. I might even go back and get my old portfolio that I sent to PA or Shutterstock. So I'll go on the website and have a look. But yeah, just get a good, I don't know, a good 8 to 10 or even a dozen strong images. don't try and find different niches. Do a football. I don't know how many sports you've done, but anyway, whatever you can, involve the fans and and teams arriving. Just set out a good dozen images max. Send them into the MPL non-league paper, and just say I'm about. I live around it. I live in this part of the UK or wherever you are, and just keep trying. That's all you can do, really. That's all you can do. But right, what else have we got? Ever try Nikon? E-health research. Good evening. Good evening. As it goes, only when I was RAF photographer. Well, I worked for Serco, but I was in the RAF section. We were Nikon there. Now, what did I have? D3? Is it Nikon D3X? Is that right? D3X. That's what we had. So I used to bring it home now and again because I was doing quite a lot of equestrian at the time, a lot of pony clubs and horse racing, point to points on a Sunday. And to save mashing my brain from going from the Nikon menu to the Canon menu, I quite often used to take the Nikon stuff home and just for a bit. My Canon stuff was a bit redundant, but once I left Serco, I soon quickly veered back to my Canon stuff. But yeah, they're so similar now, aren't they? Once upon a time, I used to think that Nikon was a little bit noisier, but those days are gone now. I think they're both as good as each other. I just purely stay Canon just for the loyalty. That's all, as I'm sure a lot of people do. But what's David saying? I put my pictures on Facebook, which are free and get paid a fee. Which are free and get paid. Well, that's good. As long as you're getting something out, it's when you're giving images away for nothing. It's some people do let the side down a bit and give their stuff away just because they're happy to see their name. And that's a bit of a bugger. For the likes of us that are working hard and trying to get a bob or two out of it, it makes a bit of a joke of it. But yeah, always get something if you can. Speckinom 29, that's a good name. Oh my God, Mark, I really love your football photography and I'm starting it too. I only have a Canon 40D. I had a 1200D when I started and a 100-400. I went to Eastleigh with a 1200D and a 100-400. That's how I started. So yeah, that's fine. Don't be ashamed of what you got. You've got to start somewhere. But hopefully get something better soon. Hopefully I'm as good as you one day. Get away. We're all as good as each other. I tell you what, you're only as good as your last photo. You are. That's what they say. So yeah, every day is a learning day in photography. I mean, I love putting my videos out and reading the comments because quite more often than not, remember when I had that setting issue with the R3, it was someone's comment that helped me get that set up right. So, we're all learning all the time. We're all the same. We're all the same. We are. But, Ewan Manning. Ewan. How you doing, mate? How's it going? I did my first UEFA Champions League match the other day, and have recently acquired my National League license. Brilliant, well done, Ewan. Cracking on with that, then. That's great. It's just going to be hard work to keep it now, I think. But is that Dataco or is it similar? But yeah, brilliant. That'll send you a long way. That'll get you in places. Oh, well done. Champions League match. Who was that then? Who was that? But yeah, I tend to. I do the odd Prem game now, not very often. I'm hoping to get a few Leeds games, perhaps, because I did quite a lot of Leeds Championship over the last few seasons. So I might get a bit, but I'm mainly Championship, League One, League Two. But I don't care where I go. I just love photographing football, and every game's the same. I go to every game the same, treat it the same. I've got the brief and off I go. I've got the images that I want in my head. Get there at 12 o'clock, bish bash bong. And whether it's non-league or Premier League, they're all the same to me. And it's just a privilege to get the bigger games. But anyway, I currently use a Nikon D3. It's a beast. They are a beast. Yeah, I bet they're still what, the 18 megapixel sensor, from what I can remember. They were a bit bigger than Canon at the time, I think. But hey, up Nick's on. Now then, Nick, you're all right, mate? Hey, we've got 28 watching. Flipping brilliant. But yeah, recommend a lens. Recommended a lens for the R7. Now then, that's crop sensor, isn't it, Nick? So if you ask Steve, I think you've got Steve's number, Steve Morris. And I've had that 100-400, the RF 100-400, absolutely pin sharp, fantastic in good light. Struggle a bit. You have to put your settings down a bit. You have to lower your shutter speeds a bit and perhaps a bit more panning in dark light, but that 100, 400, especially with the R7 with the crop, would be mint. It would. But I think you've got what you got at the minute. You've got a similar lens at the minute, and you like that, Nick, I think. But 70 to 200, yeah. Simon Carton, I have, mate. I've just got a 1DX Mark II. Yeah, that's it. You was on Mark IIs, weren't you? Canon 300, lost autofocus. Didn't want to fork out £3 for a Mark III, so went for a Sigma 1 2300. Yeah, absolutely love it. So versatile. Yeah, I do miss. See, I've got my 400 and I've got my 70 to 200, so I do miss that bit in the middle. Definitely do. But Specky Nom, is a 75 300 good football? If that's all you can get, that's brilliant. 75 to 300, it's better than that. I mean, obviously it'll be sort of, that's a 70 to 200, as you know, 2.8, which is a godsend. But yeah, I should think the only thing that you might struggle with a bit is your apertures. In bad light at 300, you'd probably go down to f5.6, f7, something like that. But no, that's brilliant. You'll get a lot of this time of year when it's good light, or in the winter, in the winter months when it's good light, that'll be fine. That'll be fine to get by. E-health research, 3 times D5s. Has someone got 3 times D5s? Wow, can't see that. Can't beat a Canon 1300D. They are, Ewan. Yeah, it's how you use it. A lot of the time, it is getting the settings right. You know, I'd love to do a game on film. I would love to, but and then get it back. And I used to develop my own film back when I was doing motorsport. I'd get back on a Sunday night. I'd get my my Jobo unit out, and I'd develop the negatives. I'd scan them in, and then I'd send them off to Motorsport News on the Sunday night. I used to love doing film, but yeah, it's something I ought to do a bit of again. Man, I know a lot of YouTubers do it, but yeah, I've been emailing my local club. Hopefully, they get back to me. Yeah, Specky. Let's just see. I haven't missed anything. Hey, I'm struggling to keep up with the comments. That's brilliant, guys. 27 of you. Thank you very much. I'm in. Where are we? I've recently got an R3. Huge upgrade, could say. Yeah, it is. Yeah, can't beat it. The old R3. That's a bloody good body, that is. I'm a 14 like, so still time to get good. Oh, flipping heck. I'm 50, Specky. 50. And I started this 10 years. I started when I was 40. Obviously, I did a bit in the RAF photographic section. So, yeah, but I started football when I was 39, 40. So, yeah, you have got bags of time. Bags of time. I'm not jealous at all. But yeah, so where are we going? Is a 75 300 good for football? Yeah, 75 to 300 will get you. It get you. Obviously, I'm 70, so most of your action is at 70 mil in the goal mouth, which is fine. Wide for when they come and celebrate in front of you. But yeah, 70 to 300, you'll get far out. Yeah, nothing wrong with that at all. I say you might struggle a bit in dark light in the winter. In low light conditions, you might find that either your ISOs creep up, or you might have to go down on your shutter speed, but it will get you going. But e-health research, is there any specific image in your head that you really want to capture? You can't beat a good celly. You can't beat a good knee slide in front of you. I've had it once, but I didn't get it. I got. Can you remember Eden Hazard? I had that once. In fact, I might have it. That's the best knee slide I've had, and I've not really had many since. But you can't beat a good celly. You always go home after having a good celly. Let's see if I can find that Eden Hazard one. It's on my Insta somewhere. Sports photo. Here we go. Let's have a look. Because he retired, didn't he? And I think I posted it when he retired. Yeah, I did. There we are. Look. It was on the front of the Mail on Sunday. But, yeah, I can answer your question. It was nice. It was in front of me. But he wasn't looking down my lens. So, yeah, you can't beat a nice knee slide when you've got the eyes as well. And I've never had that. So, yeah, I'd love that. I've had this before, but who was that? Who was that? He was bonkers, wasn't he, that used to... I can't remember who it was now. Diego Costa, when he played for... I don't think I've got it on here. Diego Costa came and celebrated right at me. But yeah, I must say thanks to everyone that follows me on Insta, on Mark Kerton Sports Photo. I don't really put that much on there, but I got 2,500 followers. But obviously, I did advertise on there last night that I was going live. But Yeah, a good celly down the pipe hole when the player's looking in your eyes. Hey, I'm gonna have to scroll up. Let's have a look. Where we're looking. Is there a specific image? Yeah. Yes, Mark, I'm good. Thanks. Steady that. Also now contracted at a team in Telford. That's non-league. Yeah, good. That's good. Contracted as well and constantly doing games with the new Saints. Yeah, but set up his ground R3 and the 400 to 2.8 Mark II. Beautiful. Yeah. Hey, that's good that you got a contract. Get something signed up, then you're laughing. Started out, then definitely I've made some great shots with the 75-300. Yeah, nothing wrong with that lens at all. Can't wait for you to be back doing football. Yeah, hopefully, I would say in the next few weeks. I want. Have you got any ideas? I want to mix it up. I don't want to sit here at this fireplace because some stuff about what's the time? How we're getting on? Flipping heck, it's 10 to. I said to Rach would be an hour. Will be longer than that. I used to love getting creative, and the whole point of YouTube is to create videos. And yes, I mean, I just screen record my photo mechanic and obviously put that on the main screen and then put myself in the corner. But I just feel like I'm cheating you guys a bit by doing that. Let me know what you think. But I want to mix it up a bit. I still want to tell you about how I got on at a game. I still want to report on it, and anything that any information and any tips that I can give out, I still want to do that. But I just feel as though I could just mix it up a bit. I might do a bit in the car and on the way to a game and on the way back. But yes, yeah, it'll soon be here. A couple of weeks, I think, then the pre-season friendlies will be coming. I think Lincoln are playing. I want to say Lincoln are playing West Brom. Is it West Brom? I think coming up. So I might get that game, but I'm going to get hold of the desk and just see what the plans are. So I've got this weekend off. Next weekend is Riyadh. Cannot wait for that. And then I think I'll probably be back on shift. So the sports videos will be coming back anyway, very, very soon. So don't worry about that. I'm not leaving that out. But that's how this channel, grew to what it is now. And I can't thank you enough for watching it. But another one from you and 2.8 online. Recently got F2.8 online. Andrew recently got 103.28 by Canon and says it's yes. There's some fantastic write-ups about that. There is, but boy, what a lens! 100, 300, 2.8. You can't go wrong. 1.6 crop, laughing. Mind you, 1.6 crop, you go to about f4, would you? Something like that then, but still a heck of a lens. Canon 100, 400 Mark II works well with an R7. Yep. What have you got, Nick? I can't remember what you've got. But crikey, I can't keep up with the comments. This is great. I was off school once sick, so I decided to rewatch all your football photography videos. Took so long, but so worth it. Love them so much. Brilliant, Specky. Cheers for that. Without you guys, this channel is nothing. So, yeah, I can't thank you enough. What's the Canon R8 like? Don't know. That's Richard. Hi, Richard. Not sure on that one. Not sure on. Hey, why can't we go down? Let's go down on the comments. That's it. Crikey. I can't get down on the comments. I don't want to miss anyone's comment. That's good. You're having a capture yourselves. Miles does film photography for all the big clubs, and some of his work is incredible. Yeah. How long did it take to start doing championship matches and things? I was really fortunate. Got with Action Plus. Gave up a lot of time, and because I said I was available, I quickly got London games because I was only an hour from London, so it was easy for me. Again, I was doing championship games, Arsenal, Chelsea, whoever was in the Champions League at the time. What did you say, championship or Champions League? Sorry, where am I looking? Do you prefer specific? I was off. Where we're looking. How long does it take to start doing championship matches and things? Not long. Championship. No, I'm mainly championship or League One, but I say I'll go wherever. It's all about your past experience and the agency that you get with. Some agencies only do League Two. Some agencies do League 2, League One, and the odd bit of Championship. Depends what you want out of it. But I just love the photography. Every game's different, and I love challenging myself to get them images. But yeah, so do you prefer any specific 35mm scanner? Fujifilm? So I tell you what, I had an Epson scanner. I want to say an Epson 1235 at the time. Obviously, I don't do any scanning now, but that was a great scanner. That was 35mm Epson. That was, yeah. 12, was it a 1235 SU? Something like that, I think. But yeah, it's long gone now, but that was a great scanner in its day. It was. No, it was great. And if you had a pin sharp film, the scan was pin sharp, But yeah. Have you ever been to a game where there was a pitch invasion at the end of a match? That is bonkers. And you know when it's going to happen. End of the season, obviously, usually. Pack all your gear up. I usually sacrifice the last 5 minutes of the second half or extra time, whatever it is. Head to the dugout, put my gear in the dugout, and then stand behind the dugout and watch the fans get on. And then if you're brave enough, go and join them. But it's just all wide angle stuff. But it is bonkers. It is bonkers. Never get caught out in that because the fans, you just go invisible. They don't even look at you. They'll run over you and everything. They will. But yeah, it is good fun, but it's mental at the same time. But is Sam? Hey Mark, how well does the EF RF adapter work with the EF glass on the R5? Absolutely perfect. Look, got it there. This is still set up from Turkey. I've got it there. Absolutely no problems. Obviously, there's no glass in it, so yeah. Listen to that. Don't know if you can hear that. I've got something loose in there somewhere. But yeah, obviously there's no glass in it. So there we are. Look. So as long as you keep your contacts clean, and I've had no problems with it whatsoever. Obviously, my 400 is an RF 400, so I don't need it for that. So that just stays on that all the time. But yeah, absolutely no problems with it whatsoever. But yeah, that's absolutely fine. Ewan, yeah, Chris, I've had one. It's great being able to shift the lens in and out instead of rotating the body. Did EF RF adapter work? Older glass, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, it does differ from windscreen. Things working great. Ian Manning, it's incredible, Sam. Any of my lens, all my lenses are RF and the RS6 mark. Yeah, they're fine. Yeah, knee slide, but so difficult to capture. Yeah, I was chuffed to bits when Eden Hazard came at me like that a long time ago now, that game. But hey, I can't keep up with these. It's great. 26 of us, brilliant. 16 likes, absolutely fantastic, guys. Hour and 2 minutes. What we're looking at? Tomats Brees, remote camera behind the net. Is it worth it? One decent image per game, if that. But when you get one, you get a good one. I'll show you this one. One of my favourites, Kasper Schmeichel. Kasper Schmeichel, I think I posted it. And he looked so fed up. Did I post it on me? I don't know if I posted it now. No, I didn't post, not on that one. I posted it on my other page. But I tell you what, this was a good one. What was his name? As goal remotes go, yeah, this is what I wrote. As goal remotes go, was pretty happy with this frame from a couple of seasons ago. Tottenham keeper Hugo Lloris lays down in dejection. I didn't put goal off the Southampton score late to snatch the winner. Look at that. So that's the sort of thing. Obviously, that was a big crop, but yeah, that worked out well. Look, you've got Ward-Prowse celebrating there, and then Hugo Lloris. So you do get it, but 9 times out of 10. You just end up deleting the whole file. But it is worth it if you can, as long as you don't mind. You just put an old body there and an old lens. But what else we've got? Remote cameras. Will you do any preseason games at all? Spec? Yeah, I'll be doing some specky definitely. Hopefully, anyway. Hopefully, I need the pennies. Once it gets busier and then Shutterstock start needing freelancers, that's when I'll get a call up. So hopefully in the next 2 or 3 weeks. But would you ever do a darts photography video again? I quite like that. Yeah. Again, it's one of them tricky ones where I can't really film at the time. I've not done a darts game since that video, I don't think. But yeah, really enjoyed the darts. It was good Premier. I did Premier League darts. Crikey, that was quick. That was really quick. I actually had my laptop with me just at the side of the hockey, and as soon as I was getting the frames, I was emailing them off, sending them off, and I was shooting for who was I shooting for Phil and Ellie, Every Second Media, and they said, you got someone editing for you or what? I said, no, I'm literally downloading as we go. Got an action ready, bit of a crop and away, and it worked really well, but it was really quick. and I still missed a few bits. But yeah, darts was good. I'd like to do some more, perhaps, but we'll see. Had a debate with somebody the other day. What is the standard landscape and portfolio aspect ratios for sports photography? 4:3, I think. Most people like you to do 4:3. Now, I'm quite lucky with Shutterstock because I drag the box in Photo Mechanic to what I think looks right and then send it. So I don't really work to a ratio, but most people are 4:3, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong on that, guys. But hey, up, Dave's on. Hi, Dave. I use a Sigma 300-28. Really good for creamy bokeh. Yeah, you said that in the week, Dave, didn't you? Yeah. You'll wonder why you never had that before, but yeah, you're going to get some cracking shots with that, Dave. I'm sure. Looking forward to seeing some of your stuff on the Facebook group. But yeah, get posting when you get some good games going. Zach Football, I think some of the softness may be from my subject being too far away, as I only use a 70-28 to cover the whole team. Should I stop down to 2.8? You see, 2.8, a long way off. You just have his chest sharp, and that's it. That's one question I didn't ask. So yeah, your depth of field will be tiny, and especially when you're cropping as well, you're going to lose a lot of quality. So yeah, that could be your softness reason. Yeah, try not to crop in too much, and perhaps shoot at a bit of a bigger depth of field. So obviously 2.8 if you have to for light, but if you can go to f4, try that, because your depth of field, if you're focusing on a player's chest a long way off and then pulling it in, it'll be soft all round. So yeah, that could be the reason. See, you've worked it out yourself. Brilliant, mate. Brilliant. But yeah, just be careful on that. Should I use 1.6 crop mode when the players are too far away? You could do. I do. But then again, I've got a 45 meg sensor. That's why I love the R5 so much. I'm on the RF400. I've got 45 megapixels on the 1.6 crop. You know, for goalkeepers the other end, and I have got the ability, luckily, with the R5 to be able to pull in on the 1.6 crop and not lose quality. But yeah, just be careful with that. As soon as you start cropping, you'll start losing quality, even in camera. But yeah, hey up, Jez. Jez is on board. Hi, Jez, you're all right, mate. Have you ever covered an athletics meet? Yes, I have. I did the World Athletics Championships at West Ham. At the London Stadium. That was a few years ago now. It was absolutely fantastic. I remember I did the hammer throw. It's on my Instagram somewhere. I did the hammer thrower, and I went close into the net with my 70-200, and I got him just like that with the hammer, and he was looking straight down my lens. I always remember that image. It's on my Instagram somewhere, on my original Insta page. Yeah, brilliant. It's good for pamblers, going over the hurdles, long jump. And I tell you what I also did. I was lucky enough. I never did the Olympics, but I did the Paralympics. And wow, those guys are amazing. Talk about walking out of the stadium feeling really humbled, but I'm really lucky and fortunate. But yeah, athletics is good. I'd like to do more really, but just don't seem to get enough time. I don't get asked to do it. I could always go and do it on commission, but yeah, done athletics. Yeah, it's on in my Instagram somewhere, Jez. But hopefully catch up with you soon, Jez. Perhaps at Derby or something. With a bit of luck, no doubt you've already been going a bit. But crikey, I'm trying to keep up here. Flipping heck! All your comments. Let's have a look. I'm lost now. Imagine a pitch invasion and they stand on your camera and stuff. Yeah, no good. Yeah, you can do. Just have to remember. Oh, thanks, Ewan. Yeah, about the 1.6 quality. Yeah, missed that. You guys are ahead of me. Hopefully not to put too much of a down on this chat, but it will cost a lot of money to get the kit an agency would need you to have. Yeah, good point, Simon. 2 bodies, lenses, wet weather kit, cold kit, laptop, etc. Yeah, and what's the first thing that an agency asks you for? Can we see your kit list? So yeah, good call that, Simon, definitely. But oh, Steve Miller's off. I hope I haven't missed you, Steve, to watch Leeds Rhinos versus St Helens. Hopefully you're still here, Steve. But thanks for joining us, Steve. If you're going to watch him back and you've already gone, I missed that. But yeah, thanks for joining, Steve. Mine would have been in excess of 25 grand. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right, Simon. Easy. But I'm sure as long as you have a 300, 400, 72, 8 full frame bodies, you'll be fine. Yeah. Ansi Takala. Hi, Ansi. Have you been in the ice hockey game? Never done ice hockey. Manchester Storm, maybe. Would be interesting for Finn like me. Yeah, I'd love to do ice hockey. That would be great. Is it Pascal Castlemark? Is it Pascal? One of the Euro guys on the photography chat page does ice hockey, and he's got a remote in the centre, and he has some fantastic shots. Keep an eye out for them on the photography chat. I can't think who it is now, but eHealth, is there any specific features you wish cameras would have? I don't know, really. Be nice if they all had inbuilt Wi-Fi, I suppose, to save buying dongles and connecting to Wi-Fi and that. Well, they have got inbuilt Wi-Fi now, haven't they? But I wish they were as good as, like, I know that I can take that out, and with the SIM, you're away. Whereas with that, it's a bit confusing, it. But they do have it now, I suppose. So that's a bit of a silly thing to say, but I don't know, really. Better battery life. Especially in the winter, the old R5 batteries. I've got the battery grip on the R5, but I still need 2 sets of batteries in the winter. They do struggle in the winter a bit. But how are we looking? Specific features. Photography plus a laptop body. Yeah. Top man, Mark, I have learned so much from you, mate. Cheers, Dave. Appreciate that. We're all learning together, mate. We're all learning together. Does your dad still do grassroots? If so, would you do it again? He goes and watches sometimes. He's not renewed his West Ham season ticket because, to be honest, we didn't like him travelling down there. He's now 78, and he's just getting a bit frail, and it's 3 hours in his car for him. And I used to get worried about him going down, so he hasn't renewed his ticket. So he's going to hopefully try and jump in with me for a few games, and I'll get him some tickets, let him know where I'm going, because he came to Lincoln with me once. Sort of meet him. I obviously get there earlier, meet him there, let him know where I'm sitting, and he'll watch the game. He just enjoys football, So I might try and get him to a few games in the season. But when I'm on an international break, I'm definitely going to do a pitch side video game, because I did enjoy that. And I'll get my camera gear set up properly. I think I filmed it off my phone when I was at Lincoln Moorlands. But yeah, I'll be doing that again with Dad, no doubt about it. But I've got a bag, cost £100. Laptop or iPad doesn't have to be the best. No, that's right. You can get away with what you get away with. Oh, Chris is off. I don't know if I've missed you, Chris, but thanks for joining us, mate. Thanks for joining us. And I hope you have a good react, mate. And it'd be great if we can catch up at some point, perhaps Mac Loop or something, or Waddo, Coningsby. Next time I'm going on the night shift, I'll let you know, Chris, and we'll have to get together with John. Or I'm not doing any more European trips now, but next year you have got to come to Greece next year, Chris. But anyway, we'll get that sorted. But MV Kryptonite. Let's have a look. Are we down at the bottom of the? Yeah, we're down at the bottom of the comments now. Crikey, that sucks from doing. In my opinion, every camera should have Find My Support. Yeah, some e-bikes come with them. Hopefully, would deter from being stolen. Yeah, definitely. But the Wi-Fi in current cameras are not great at the moment. Yeah. Do you follow any specific photographers? Mainly just landscape photographers, really. But on YouTube and that, no real sports photographers as such. I'm sort of self-taught, really. I was listening. I tell you what, I don't know if any of you guys watch the Photography Pubcast. They're not filming at the minute, but they do put a video out through winter, once a fortnight. And one of them was saying recently on a podcast that I was listening to, do you look at anyone's particular books or anything to get inspiration? And I suppose we can all grab inspiration pretty easy now, not like in the olden days where you had to buy a specific book. So, and a name would stick out to you because you'd study that book. I just look on the internet now, and we're scrolling all the time through Instagram and looking at YouTube and all sorts, and images are always there, aren't they? But yeah, so no one specific really, not in sport. I used to, when I was into my motorsport, I used to like McLean. Don't know if you've heard of McLean. Look him up. He does some fantastic rallying images. He always stuck out. I always used to like to try and copy an image of his, But McLean was good. But have you ever seen, what's Ewan saying? Have you ever seen or heard of Cam Ranger to use instead of FTP or plugin? No, I haven't. Never heard of Cam Ranger, Ewan. No, I haven't. No. Photographer had a cheap laptop to start with, a Hewlett Packard. In the freezing December, the batteries died at half time at Pompey. The agency weren't happy, went and bought a MacBook. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm lucky I was MacBook from the word go, but the Magnum photographer books are really enjoyable. Oh, I'll have to look out for them. Motorsport for me is Larry Chen. Awesome dude too. Yeah, 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 yeah. I've seen it. I've seen him on YouTube. Is he on YouTube? I think he's on YouTube. But flipping heck, we've been on an hour and a quarter, guys. There's one or two dropped off, but oh dear, I'm going to get in trouble because I've taken over the living room and Rachel won't come down and settle up. But I've got to go for a run as well. Flipping heck. So anyway, I suppose we ought to. Yeah. Oh, thanks, Becky. Love the lives. I'm going to do more. I think going to do some more. So yeah. Definitely going to do some more because it's good just to sit down and have a good chat. And before you know it, an hour and a quarter's gone by. So yeah, it's testament that it's great that you guys have all joined in. But MacBook or iPod is the way to go. Yeah, I think one of the lads that I know uses a MacBook Air, iPad Air sometimes for his cricket and that. But anyway, I think we ought to wrap up, did we? We ought to wrap up, I suppose. But I think I might start doing a live once a month, perhaps on a Wednesday or something. But I've really enjoyed this, guys. It's been brilliant. Friend uses an iPad for the Shropshire Star and the MPL paper. Yeah, yeah. I mean, time just fly when you have fun, remember? Yeah, that's right, Specky. Right, guys, shall we wrap it up? Let's make a point of doing at least one live a month, I reckon, just for a bit of a catch up, talk about kit, whatever, put the world to rights, kick the cat, all sorts, you know what I mean. But anyway, hey, up there's Rob. Really like the content. Keep up the good work. I'm learning so much. Oh, thanks, Rob. Brilliant. Thanks for that, Rob. Appreciate that. Sam, yeah, take care, Sam. And yeah, Ewan, thanks to everyone for joining in. Dave, E-Elf, Stockport. I don't know if Stockport's gone. Chris, everyone. Yeah, yeah. Hey, thanks. Brilliant. Brilliant. 20, I think there was 28 on board at one point. Absolutely superb. Thanks ever so much, guys. Right, how do we end? Oh, I end stream. I'll end it now. Let's go for one live a month. Promise you. Perhaps, I don't know, on a Friday, I'll slot a live in instead of a sport video. But anyway, let me know. But anyway, jump on the photography chat group if you're not on it yet on Facebook. And I've ignored that a bit lately. It just runs itself. But yeah, anyway, jobs are good. And thanks, guys. Catch up soon. See you later.